So you remember the track that was done by Beyonce and Sean Paul, the Jamaican artist. It was called Baby Boy. Now, anybody remember that song from Beyonce? Classic song. That song at any time could be put on and most people get up and dance to it, right? It was just a good track. And Sean Paul really made that song. I mean, if you took him off of it, it would not be the same at all. Now, that particular track was produced by Scott Storch at the time period. Now, anybody know who Scott Storch is? He's one of the legendary producers. But as everything was going along with that particular song, Jay-Z was, with Beyonce at the time period. Now, Sean Paul, he had recently appeared on the 2 Live Crew action in the Burger Man radio show in Jamaica. And a portion of the interview, was talked about. Now, I said the radio host mentioned that he wasn't a fan of how Sean Paul's collaboration with Beyonce played out. It's saying Sean Paul agreed before sharing his side of the story. So, of course, Sean Paul speaks, in Jamaican dialect. But he says you never, felt comfortable. He said with the situation, he said me never feel comfortable neither. He said, but me just use my diplomacy all while they're going now. Any like, and I'm trying to read him the way he talking now, because I'm not Jamaican. Any of you know how to do that. I'm just trying to paraphrase the best way I can. He's saying that the host added that he believed that Jay didn't want his lady with Sean Paul for long periods of time, that maybe that's why she rather performed Baby Boy. He said, to him, Sean Paul saying this, there was something that was apparent at the time. Now, look, man, Jay-Z, you were sitting up here being a jealous simp, Jay-Z. Really? Jay-Z he wasn't no broke Jay-Z. Beyonce was still her way up, and you were sitting up here being a jealous simp. Not to say Sean Paul was even doing nothing with that woman. You know what I'm saying? I guess Jay-Z felt Sean Paul, I don't know, was something better than him. Because listen, a man gets jealous when he feel another man has something over him. So it was something about Sean Paul that made Jay-Z feel less than, to the point that he had to feel jealous of Beyonce working with Sean Paul. I mean, what, did he see her looking at him a certain way? Like what? I don't know. But even if she is looking at him a certain way, you don't supposed to be feeling jealous about no woman you with, because you supposed to be in your manhood and know what you got to offer and what you bring to the table. And if that woman decides to walk away from you for whatever reason, like say, hey, she walked away from a good one, and you can feel confident in that. But we ain't really heard Beyonce do anything. As a matter of fact, it's interesting. So Jay-Z was all being a jealous simp with Beyonce, and he's the one that ended up cheating. And this woman made a whole Lemonade album talking about his cheating and his situation. Now, isn't that something? Always watch people who are always so jealous minded, worrying about if who you around or you gonna do something, whatever. Because usually it's something that you probably gonna do. You understand what I'm saying? So you messing up a collaboration that was actually pretty good because of you jealous. I think they should collaborate on something again, because like I said, it was pretty cool. You understand what I'm saying? And see, a dude like Jay-Z, he would try to get you, blacklisted out of the industry, because it's interesting. We ain't heard much from Sean Paul, and Sean Paul's, records at that time period. I mean, he was just dropping record after record after record. His collaborations was good. I mean, the dude was talented. It's like, what happened? It's like, did Jay-Z try to, be a sucker with the situation? And like, oh, well, I don't like the way my girl looked at him. I don't like the way, he could perceive something. Oh, I don't like the way he looked at her or whatever. Like, he may not even be looking at her in that manner. He know you around. You get what I'm saying? But Jay-Z felt less than to Sean Paul. That's what it is. That's what gets men a lot of times to be jealous. If you got something to offer and you feel confident in yourself, you ain't gonna worry with that, because you're gonna have the attitude, look, I put all my all in this relationship. If she don't love me back like that, or she for the streets, or she gonna be for the streets. You can't hold that woman back if that's what she want to do. You can be monitoring that woman 24/7. If she wants to do something, she's going to do it. And that the same thing you say for a man. You can't hold that man down. If he gonna do something, he gonna do it. Like, you don't be with somebody that you can't trust, because in relationships, one of the pillars of a relationship is trust. If you can't trust the person you're with, you just don't have a relationship. Trust and respect is definitely the two things that you got to have in a relationship for it to work. Because being jealous and worrying about what they doing, where they going, phones. I mean, I say all that within reason. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that you in a relationship, you in a marriage or whatever, and your girl is at the club every weekend, talking about she going out with her girls every weekend. Like, are you single or what? You know, there's certain things you can say something, but that's a work situation, right? And you know, didn't know Jay-Z was that simpish about some things. But leave me a comment. Let me just think about, you know, situation with Jay-Z being jealous of Sean Paul with the collaboration, so much so that the woman couldn't perform the song as much because his behind was jealous. Boy, that's something, Jay-Z. Jay-Z was simping hard.